afternoon, it's Saturday. Lloyd has taken Jack and Georgie to the train station. They're on their way home. We had a lovely week with them, but it did go very, very quick. We were working in between as well, so we are pretty tired now, but we managed to get out and about, show them a few places that we like, and yeah, we just had a really nice time. This weekend, we're just going to catch up, get back into routine, just have a bit of a restful one really. I feel like we need it. We overdone it a little bit probably. Too much food, too much drink. But we had a great time, it was worth it. The weather is supposed to change, we're supposed to get some thunderstorms this week, so yeah, need to catch up with my washing because I have fallen behind a little bit with that, so I'll probably do some of that today as well. Tomorrow we're going to do a nice roast pork dinner. It is a little bit too hot really, but we haven't really had a proper meal all week, so we're looking forward to that. We just kind of fancy a nice hot dinner. Lloyd's going to do the meat, not sure if he'll do that inside or outside yet, but yeah, I'll do the potatoes and the trimmings as well, but I'll probably do a batch of Yorkshire puddings. Lloyd's not overly keen on them, but me and George love them, so I'll do a big batch and then probably put them in the freezer and we can just grab them out as and when we want them. It was my birthday on Tuesday, had a really, really nice day. We went to the river beach in the morning, the sun was out, it was lovely, but there was a bit of a breeze, so it wasn't too hot. The men got in the water, me and Georgie had a nice catch up in the sun, which was really nice. And to top it off, George had a lovely long nap as well, so yeah, couldn't have timed that any better. Later on in the day, we come home and had a barbecue. My parents come over for that as well, so yeah, it was just really nice catching up with everyone. It never really feels like your birthday now you're a bit older, does it? So yeah, it was just a nice day catching up with friends and family. I will add in a few snippets now, just so you can see what we got up to throughout the day. Okay, you've just seen a few bits from my birthday on Tuesday. It is now Sunday. We're a bit all over the place this week. We're about to make a start on dinner. The kitchen is not quite big enough for the both of us, so Lloyd is going to make a start on the pork, and I will catch up with you later when the potatoes are ready to go on.
Morning everyone, it's Sunday. Jack and Georgie went home yesterday, got back alright. Their flight did get delayed, but it always does, what do you expect? We're a little bit worse for wear this morning. It was a long week, a lot of drinking. So today I'm going to do roast pork. Lucy's going to do potatoes and all the trimmings. I'm just going to look after the meat. Hoping for some nice crackling. There's a few little tricks that I'm going to try out today, see if they help. But yeah, I'll show you what we've got working with. So we've got nice medium-sized bit of pork belly. I've already scored the skin and just tried to get all the excess moisture out with a bit of tissue paper. But what I'm going to do is add a little bit of apple cider vinegar and some salt and leave it for a little, draw any moisture out, which will help with the crackling. On the underside, on the meat, I've got some leftover chili oil from last night. Just had a bit of chorizo and mushrooms. A bit of the oil is just left over. I'll put that on the underside. I'll take this sinew off because that's tough and it's a bit difficult to chew through, but I'll trim that up. Put the chili oil on. Put some of that barbecue seasoning on underneath. I just like the flavour. It gives it a nice crust. And yeah, that's all the prep work that I'm going to do to it until I'm ready to chuck it in the oven. Right, so that's all seasoned up now with the oil and a bit of the barbecue mixture. I'm going to flip it over, chuck a little bit of vinegar and some salt on there, and just put it to a side for a few hours to dry out a bit further, and then it's ready to go in the oven. And that's the salt and the vinegar put on there. Now I know it looks like a lot of salt, it is a lot of salt, but the salt will get wiped off once, I don't know, a couple hours. It will release a lot of liquid from the meat itself, and a lot of the salt will be dissolved. But I'm going to wipe it with another paper towel before it goes in the oven. Yeah, hopefully it'll be nice crackling, but it's with my cooking, it's hit or miss. So we'll see how it turns out. Jack's also doing a bit of pork belly, so yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a cook-off today. But we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, see you later. So I was just out in the garden just cleaning up the leaves and having a bit of a tidy up, and watering the plants. Didn't really take much notice, but our tomato plants have started producing fruit, which is brilliant. The first thing that we've grown in this house. Chuffed. I'm sure George will be chuffed when he's eating them. There's some bigger ones up here. I don't know how well you can see it. Look at that. Happy days. Yeah, the mint's growing back because I cut that right back. I looked on the internet and it said it was you have to prune it and cut it back quite a bit. The chilies, they've grown quite a bit in size, but can't see anything producing yet. I'm not even sure how long they take, to be honest with you. Let us know in the comment section if you know. That would be handy. But yeah, just thought I'd give you an update on the garden.
Okay, I'm just about ready to make a start on these potatoes. I am going to be doing them in the slow cooker this week. I do mainly use the oven, but I've done it this way a few times and they do come out nice. Yeah, I'm just trying a few different things. I'm just going to chuck them in and we will see how they go. Don't ask me why, I always do find it easier to just peel potatoes, or any veg actually, with a cheese slicer. I have no idea why, I've just always done it that way, so old habits stick, I guess. I haven't done that many potatoes this week, it's just for me and Lloyd. George is going to have one of the baked potatoes that we done the other day. He's actually not overly keen on roast potatoes. He loves chips, mashed potato, baked potatoes, but roasties he's not keen on, so I will do that for him today, with a little bit of meat and some veg as well. I do like to just keep tidying up as I go. I just hate after a roast dinner going to the sink and there's so many pots and pans, so I just try and keep it as tidy as I can, and then when I come to the end there isn't as much to do. I'm just letting the potatoes boil for 8 to 10 minutes, and I just chuck a little bit of rock salt in there as well, just a tiny pinch. Okay, I'm just going to drain the potatoes now, they're just soft enough, and then I'm actually going to put them back in the same pan, give them a really good shake, and it just fluffs them up nicely and gives them a really lovely finish. What I'm going to do from here is just sprinkle a bit of all-purpose flour, which gives them that nice crispy texture on the outside, and I actually use a bit of this beef casserole mix as well. I just find it gives it a really nice flavour. Just mixing it all up again in there, just to make sure they're covered, and then they will go into the slow cooker.
Right, so it's been a few hours. The meat has been sitting, and just look how much liquid's come out of it. So with a bit of luck, the skin will be nice and crispy. What I'm going to do now is just wipe all the salt off, get the skin nice and dry, and then coat it with a little bit of oil and some more salt. I'm going to chuck, for this bit of meat this size, I'm going to chuck it in for, don't know, about 2 hours, 2 hours 15. If the outside of the meat gets too crispy, I'll probably wrap it in foil, just exposing the skin. And then what I'll do is I'll turn the oven up flat out for about 15-20 minutes just to get that nice and crispy, but it might not need it. We'll see. Just pulled the roast pork out of the oven, and I tell you what, it looks banging. Look at this. Just look at it. Proper crispy crackling as well. And look at all that juice that will go into the gravy. Lovely jobby.
Okay, that is us just about done. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. It's a little bit different. Thanks so much for watching. We really haven't got much else planned for the rest of the day. We're just going to have a chilled Sunday evening, maybe go for a little walk just to burn off all of the food that we've just had. But other than that, really not a lot. So enjoy the rest of the weekend, whatever you're doing, and we will speak to you next week.